You too, what it do? It's your boy TWV coming through with the Monday Night Raw recap and review. Monday Night Raw was a wild one. We had CM Punk calling The Rock and John Cena ball frauds. We had him saying he was going to put Seth Rollins in a wheelchair. We had the Judgment Day still continuing their implosion slowly. We had a banger tag team match between the Creed brothers and the War Raiders. We had Lila Valkyria and Ivy Now pulling out all the stops. And we had a shocking moment once again. We know we're on the road to WrestleMania. Triple H is pulling out all the stops every week right now. We done went from The Rock wanting Cody Rhodes soul to John Cena turning heel to Randy Orton coming back to Jade Cargill coming back beating up Naomi. And now on a Monday Night Raw, we have a new women's world champion. And with that being said, it's your boy TWV. Let's get to the review. To start off the show, CM Punk delivered a scathing promo targeting several top WWE figures. He began by addressing The Rock and John Cena, referring to both of them as ball frauds and criticizing their sporadic appearances in WWE. Punk accused The Rock of leveraging his celebrity status to overshadow full-time wrestlers and questioned his commitment to the wrestling business. Then transitioning to John Cena, Punk highlighted Cena's recent heel turn at the Elimination Chamber. He accused Cena of betraying his long-standing principles of hustle, loyalty, and respect, suggesting that Cena's action revealed his true character. Punk expressed his intention to confront both Cena and Rock in the future, warning them that he's going to make a wish that they never did. Punk then shifted his focus to Seth Rollins, referring to him as a self-professed martyr and threatening to put him in a wheelchair. This provoked Rollins to confront Punk, leading to a heated brawl that required multiple officials to separate them. Woo-wee! We started off hot tonight on Monday Night Raw, man. That thing was a thing of beauty, man. When CM Punk touches that mic, it's golden no matter what. Some people on the internet have been saying him as a babyface, his promos haven't hit the same. Man, it's CM Punk no matter what, man. He gets on the mic and this is a baby pipe bomb. This is a baby pipe bomb, I tell you, because man, taking a shot at The Rock when he's on the board of TKO. Yes, of course they talked about this, but man, in kayfabe, without blurring the wrestling lines of reality, oh man, you could feel it. You could feel it. And then him and Punk are not him and Punk, him and Rollins, boy. They hate each other. That's all I can say. They hate each other. And that makes for great television, man. With that being said, let's get to the next segment. The next segment featured members of the Judgment Day faction, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez and Carlito discussing recent events and internal dynamics. The segment began with Dominic Mysterio expressing satisfaction over Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez's recent victory as they have become the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Morgan shared her sentiment and suggested that this might be Rodriguez's time to pursue the Women's Intercontinental Championship, an idea Rodriguez appeared to support. However, Finn Balor's demeanor contrasted with the celebratory mood. He voiced his frustration over recent setbacks, specifically highlighting Morgan's loss at the Elimination Chamber and the embarrassment Mysterio and Carlito faced against Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker. Mysterio proposed that recruiting a new member could strengthen the Judgment Day, but Balor dismissed the suggestion, asserting that the group did not require additional members. Instead, he declared his intention to confront Braun Breaker personally later that evening. After Balor's departure, the conversation shifted back to Morgan and Rodriguez, who discussed the events of the Elimination Chamber match, particularly regarding Jade Cargill's involvement. Both expressed uncertainty about what had transpired during the match. The Judgment Day is imploding slowly, and it's because Finn Balor's ego won't let him let anybody else into the group because he thinks he's the leader, and he's really not the leader of the Judgment Day. I personally feel like it's between not Finn, it's between Dom and Liv, because they're always coming up with the plans and the ideas, and whenever Finn comes up with something, like, it's pretty shitty. But I do see this going to a Finn versus Dom match at WrestleMania if they can do this the right way in this next month. Or I see the new member at WrestleMania. Yeah, I see them having a match, and I see the new member showing up at WrestleMania, taking out Finn, and then that's when you get the new Judgment Day and you kick Finn from the Judgment Day. Because, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be everybody against Finn, basically. Like, hey, you always, talk down on us. You never wanted to listen. You never, now you weren't part of the team. You were part of the team, but from your own vantage point. So I feel like he gets kicked out the group. And with that being said, let's get to the next segment. Next segment featured World Heavyweight Champion Gunther delivering a scathing in-ring promo before his title defense against Otis. He criticized Otis as a freak in nature and a people pleaser, comparing him to Jey Uso and asserting that such behavior doesn't belong in his sacred ring. Gunther further mocked Otis's appearance, suggesting that the audience support stemmed from pity and vowed to teach him respect immediately. The match commenced with Gunther attacking Otis before the bell. Despite this, Otis showcased his strength, absorbing Gunther's offense and retaliating with powerful moves, including a fallaway slam on the floor and a caterpillar elbow drop. Gunther regained control after Otis missed a Vader bomb, delivering a Tyrannosaurus dropkick and a lariat before securing the victory with the powerbomb. Post-match, Gunther applied a sleeper hold on Otis. Akira Tozawa attempted a rescue but was overpowered and powerbombed on the Otis. Jey Uso then stormed to the ring, initially getting the upper hand by spearing Gunther. However, interference from A-Town Down Under shifted the momentum. Uso fought him off but ultimately succumbed to Gunther's sleeper hold, leaving the champion standing tall. So this was a beautiful segment. Gunther is, hey, when he's in that mode, he's vicious on the mic. He was vicious in the match against Otis. Big Otis held his own though. Big Otis was out there running wild a little bit. So I love that Otis was able to get his offense in and he was able to showcase his talent a little bit, especially in a higher profile match. In my opinion, you're going up against the world heavyweight champ. Like it's cool to see Otis get that moment. Don't think Otis will ever jump into that main event tier. He's like a goofy wrestler, and not goofy in a bad way. Like I enjoy Otis a lot. Like he's one of my favorite like comedic wrestlers. Like he's in that caliber of R-Truth. Otis can wrestle in that ring like if given the opportunity, but that's kind of not his character. Post match, of course, the A-Town Down Under beef between Jey Uso and them is continuing from last week, and we're slowly seeing like a Austin Theory like face turn, because he beat him up, but then when you catch him in promo segments, you have him saying yeet, so it's blurring the line. Like, all right, you only don't like him because you hanging with Waller. But we'll see where that goes. I feel like there's going to go to them facing each other at WrestleMania, Waller and Theory, because they hinted at it at Vengeance Day, like I said, and then they kept it going. So, like I said all the time, I'm pretty positive with wrestling, so I got to just see how it plays out. If it plays out in the way I think it's going to play out, one of these weeks, somebody's going to punch each other on accident or something's going to happen, and then it's going to lead to, okay, me and you at WrestleMania. But with that being said, let's get to the next one. A video package aired highlighting the upcoming Women's World Championship match between reigning champion Rhea Ripley and the challenger Io Sky. The package detailed their recent confrontations and their escalating tensions leading up to the bout. Notably, it showcased how Bianca Belair's victory in the Elimination Chamber positioned her as the #1 contender, adding further stakes to the Ripley-Sky matchup. The video also underscored Ripley's dominant title reign since reclaiming the championship on January 6, 2025, and Io Sky's relentless pursuit of the title, emphasizing her resilience and in-ring prowess. Additionally, it touched upon the interaction between Ripley and Belair, highlighting moments where their paths crossed, hinting at future confrontations. The comprehensive package set the stage for tonight's main event, providing viewers with a deep understanding of the dynamics between Ripley, Sky, and Belair and their significance of the championship match. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair are all wrestling soulmates in their respective ways. Going all the way back to NXT, I'm not going to go on a tangent, but these were like the three women of NXT out of the pandemic, like early 2020. They were setting the tone and setting the charge in 2020. Then once they got called up to the main roster, I want to say in 2021, they basically got catapulted to the moon. Like, hey, these are our next women superstars. Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair both won belts first, respectively. Then Io Sky got her moment to win the belt, and all three of them are the future of the women's division. At least for the next 10 to 15 years. Like Rhea Ripley's, I want to say 28. Bianca Belair's maybe 32. Same thing with Io Sky. She's in that, I think, 30 to 35 range. So they're all going to be around another 10, 15 years at a high level. Like, they're some of the best women's professional wrestlers. And no discredit to the four horsewomen, but these three women overshadow them by leaps and bounds. in my personal opinion. Like, Bayley's a great wrestler. Bayley's a great wrestler. Mercedes Moné is a great wrestler. Charlotte Flair is a great wrestler. Becky Lynch is a great wrestler. But just when I watch them in ring, like, they're just steps above them. Like, and you can put them in matches, and they'll all have great matches with each other. Not count Mercedes Moné because she's in AEW, but these are all like the top four, possibly top 7 women's wrestlers in the world and possibly all time. They're amazing. So many things, great things I can say about all 7 of them. But just focusing back on the video package and everything that's going on with them, like all these wrestlers paths across, like Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair, like they've done War Games matches with each other. Like they're all like the best of friends outside of wrestling. Like just breaking the fourth wall, like they say. Like it's cool to just me personally like. I've been watching wrestling like heavily like since 2019. That's when I got back into it, and just watching like all these people that I've watched like when they came from NXT or if they came from AEW or if they came from Japan, New Japan or things like that. Just seeing them all just evolve and become superstars. It's cool to see because it's like I followed their journey like step by step, like week by week, damn near. Like it's really cool to see. But with that being said, let's get to the next segment. The next segment was AJ Styles being interviewed backstage about John Cena's recent actions at Elimination Chamber. Styles expressed his surprise, stating he didn't see it coming and was shocked by Cena's decision to sell out. As Styles shared his thoughts, Karrion Kross interrupted the interview. Kross suggested that Cena's actions weren't all that surprising, implying that the younger talents often disrespect legends. Unfazed, Styles dismissed Kross's insinuations, asserting that Kross is not John Cena. He then announced his intention to call out Logan Paul for a match at the upcoming Madison Square Garden show. Styles concluded by acknowledging Kross's attempt to play the devil's advocate, but reminding him that he's familiar with such evil ways, referencing his past persona. I am a fan of Karrion Kross's character. I wish he got more in-ring action, but at the same time, kind of doesn't need to have a feud with anybody because like him being in these in-ring segments, he's able to intertwine with so many different storylines without having to get physical. And I think that's really cool because like Karrion Kross is a brilliant wrestling mind. He's up there on the level of Bray Wyatt, rest in peace to Bray Wyatt, like with just thinking differently about how the business is supposed to be. And like he's able to like one interaction with Karrion Kross starts a heel turn for damn near everybody. Like it started with Roman Reigns, and you know they put the ticking timer out there, and you know basically saying that hey, like the time is up for the bloodline, and then the bloodline ended up imploding. He spoke to Drew turned heel. He spoke to the New Day turned heel. He spoke to AJ Styles. AJ Styles is probably going to turn heel sometime this year. Like whenever you cross his path, it's a slow burn, but it happens. It's always inevitable. It happens. It always happens. Like it's something cool. Like it's something that if you don't pay attention to Karrion Kross's character, you're just like, why is Karrion Kross on my screen? Like, but it's more details when you really sit back and look at it, or if you're just on wrestling Twitter and you kind of in the know of just how Karrion Kross's persona goes. But it's really cool. It's really like detailed and intricate. Pretty much like I look at wrestling like a live action anime. That's how I describe it now to people, like, because it's so many details and layers and so many intricacies just between like wrestlers, matches, storylines, the whole shebang. Like you just gotta keep up with it, you know, be pretty positive. Of course, we're fans, so we have people we want to see win, and you know, we hate other people, despise other people. Hate's a very strong word. Let's not use hate. But with that being said, let's get to the next segment. The next in-ring action was Lila Valkyria successfully defending her WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship against Ivy Now in a match that showcased both competitors' resilience and athleticism. Here are some of my match highlights. In the opening moments, Valkyria initiated the bout with aggressive offense, delivering a dropkick and a series of cravati knees, now countered with a forceful hip toss, gaining early control. Targeting the knee, Ivy Now strategically focused on Valkyria's knee, executing multiple dragon screw leg whips which visibly hampered the champion's mobility. Near falls and submissions. Despite her injury, Valkyria managed to sit out powerbomb but couldn't capitalize due to her compromised knee. Now applied an ankle lock, intensifying the champion's struggle. Closing sequences. Valkyria evaded a charging Now, executing a reverse headlock backbreaker, and secured the victory with her finishing move, Nightwing. This victory marked Valkyria's second successful title defense since becoming an inaugural women's champion. So this match was beautifully paced. It was about a 12-minute sprint. It was really good. A lot of storytelling in the match, though. Like I said, Ivy Now is a in-ring technician. She's from that Chad Gable School of Wrestling, which is under the Kurt Angle School of Wrestling. So real match, real ring technician, real technical. Get you to the ground. It's gonna be some real graps going on. Like she don't do high flying moves. That's more Lila Valkyria, but as an in-ring technician, if you know you're going against a high flyer, what do you do to stop a high flyer? You target the knee so they can't jump and get their momentum. So it was a really cool match, really solid. So TWV score, I'm gonna give it a 4. I really liked it. Like I said, 12-minute sprint. It was action all throughout of it. Definitely kept you engaged. Definitely showcased Ivy Now as definitely a competitor in that women's IC division, like I previously stated before. Watch the TWV video. TWV is on top with the product. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's speculating about. I'm in the know. Come on. But I do like that this is Lila Valkyria's second time having a title defense. She's getting TV time now. I want to see where they go with this from now. We have 7 weeks to WrestleMania. I don't know if she's just going to keep facing people because there's only so many people in the division she can face. I feel like they're going to have maybe a couple week break between her having another match or building her storyline. I think it's gonna be Ivy Now, Lila Valkyria, and Dakota Kai in a triple threat because Dakota Kai has to get the lick back from getting the post match beat up from last week. And I don't think it's anybody else that can challenge right now. These 3 women look like they're deadlocked on a triple threat for WrestleMania. I feel like WrestleMania is gonna have a couple triple threat matches this year, like 3 of them. I'm cool with it though. I'm a big fan of triple threat matches, man. Get as many people on the show as possible in as many ways as possible. I'm a fan of it. I support it. But with that being said, let's get to the next segment. The next segment was Seth Rollins confronting CM Punk backstage, leading to a heated exchange. The confrontation escalated into a physical brawl with both superstars tussling through the backstage area. WWE officials, including Adam Pearce, intervened to separate them. After the 2 superstars were separated, Adam Pearce spoke to Seth Rollins, addressing the situation, announcing that Punk and Rollins will face each other in a steel cage match at the upcoming Raw event at Madison Square Garden. Pearce emphasized that Rollins had demanded either Punk's removal or a decisive match to settle their differences. With that being said, these 2 hate each other. They hate each other. And I love that they hate each other. And hate's a very strong word. Outside of these 2 right here, it's a very strong word. But these 2, hey, you see it through the screen. Like, let's circle back to Elimination Chamber. So Elimination Chamber, Seth Rollins got eliminated, but he didn't leave the cage. Like, the camera was panned at an angle where you didn't see him. So when Cena and Punk were doing their exchanges, Punk had landed on the bottom rope, like facing the cage door, but you don't see it in the camera cut. So in the camera cut, all you see is not CM Punk, Seth Rollins' foot go boom, stomp him, and then John Cena grabs him and chokes him out. And while Cena's choking him out to win the Elimination Chamber, Seth Rollins is on the other side of this cage screaming, "Die! Die!" And that shit was hilarious. But they really hate each other. But it breeds some beautiful professional wrestling. Like this cage match next Monday. Oh boy. I got a pre-TWV rating of 5 stars. It's going to be a classic. And if they let Punk run the blade, which means let him bleed, it's going to be cinema. I can't wait. And with that being said, let's get to the next. Next segment was Ludwig Kaiser and Penta engaged in a heated confrontation that captivated the Buffalo, New York audience. So here's the segment breakdown. Ludwig Kaiser's promo. Kaiser began by boasting about his victory in the previous week's triple threat match against Penta and Pete Dunne. He declared himself a future world champion and warned Penta that he would soon learn what fear truly feels like. Penta's response. Responding to Kaiser's taunts, Penta made a dramatic entrance, charging down the ramp to confront him. The ensuing exchange included a hurricanrana takedown by Penta, a super kick that sent Kaiser reeling, an attempted Penta driver which Kaiser narrowly escaped, a series of high-flying maneuvers which included a springboard clothesline and a somersault plancha with Penta maintaining dominance throughout. The segment concluded with Penta standing tall in the ring, having gained the upper hand on Kaiser. I really like this segment. I like that Ludwig Kaiser is getting that push. Yes, he's in that mid card area, but he's at the top of the mid card, just like Penta. So these guys will be probably some sort of way getting put into the four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm just waiting on them to start intertwining these storylines together again. I like to see Ludwig Kaiser, Penta, Braun Breaker, Sheamus, AJ Styles, Finn Balor. Let's do a six-man. Let's get crazy. Let's just do multiple multi-person matches at this WrestleMania, man. Let's just get as many people on here as possible. Like I said, the WWE has so much talent. Like this WrestleMania is gonna be even more stacked than last year. Like the roster is even better this year than last year, which is crazy. Like Charlotte's back. You got CM Punk back. Kaiser can be in something. You have Penta. You have the New Day. You have Finn Balor. You have Don. Like, I'm not gonna run down the whole roster, but you have so many people, bro, on both brands. Like, you got Roman. Like, you got John Cena. You got The Rock. Like, come on, man. Like, what can get better than this right now, man? I can't wait till Vegas. I'm getting beside myself. I can't wait till Vegas. Let's get back to reviewing this segment. But boom, Ludwig Kaiser is a superstar in making. Like he just has it. Like he has the promo. He has the in-ring technical skills. He slightly has the aura too, man. He has the aura too. I gotta give him to. He has the aura. He got out-aured by Penta though. Penta's aura is like through the roof. Like he got that shit with him. But I like the segment just still, even though these superstars were not in the match, they were still getting showcased and still being able to get physical just to, show the crowd like what they had going on. If this was somebody in the crowd's first time seeing these guys. So I definitely like how the segment went. Definitely like that Penta stood tall. I like that Penta is getting that superstar push. I feel like Penta is the next Intercontinental Champion if we don't do Sheamus. Ray Phoenix did just get released from AEW. He finally got out of his contract or whatever it may be. So I don't know if they're gonna pair them as a tag team together once he fully comes to WWE and signs a contract. I would prefer them staying away from that kind of right now for a while because Penta is the superstar push is here. Like I think we can do that with Penta, and then we can do the same thing with Ray Phoenix. I would personally say put Ray Phoenix on SmackDown, let him go crazy. Penta on Raw, and then once the tag team division gets a little weak, we figure out how to pair them together. But with that being said, let's get to the next segment. The segment was a backstage interview with Bianca Belair following her victory in the Elimination Chamber match. She expressed a desire to speak with Jade and Naomi before discussing recent events, as she kind of ducked around the question because I think she's up to no good. But Belair reflected on her pride in her performance at Elimination Chamber and indicated her focus now was on determining her opponent for WrestleMania. So the segment was short and sweet, maybe like a minute and a half, but I feel like Bianca Belair is the one that attacked Jade. I've been saying Naomi this whole time, but now coming out of Elimination Chamber and everything, I think it was Bianca Belair. I really think that Bianca Belair is the mastermind from this, but she kind of framed Naomi as the one that did it. And we'll have to see where it goes. Like this is the most, besides the Cena Cody thing, this is the most interesting thing they got going towards WrestleMania. No disrespect to none of the other stuff that's going on. Everything going toward WrestleMania right now is amazing. Like it's so many twists and turns and shocks and swerves. But me personally, as soon as Jade Cargill got put through that damn car windshield a couple months ago, my interest peaked because it's like, okay, who done it? And what is the payoff with this? So long term, I think that this builds to Bianca and Jade at SummerSlam. Yes, that is August, but I think we can make it there. We can make it there. I think the triple threat happens between Io, Rhea, and Bianca at WrestleMania. Bianca wins at WrestleMania, and then it comes out that Bianca did it somewhere Raw after WrestleMania, whatever. However, we can build this to that. I feel like we can drag this all the way to SummerSlam and then put the belt on Jade, solidifying her as a superstar and a main event player in the women's division, and it would be really cool. I feel like Jade and Naomi are going to have a great WrestleMania match. I feel like that's where it is going to go. Of course, Naomi got written off at Elimination Chamber for maybe 2-3 weeks. I think she comes back right at the end of March, and we get to a "You Gotta See Me," and we gonna do it at WrestleMania type of thing, which I have no problem with. I want to see heel Naomi. Jade Cargill has been face this whole time. Now she's super baby face. So shit, push her to the moon and see where we go. But with that being said, let's get to the next segment. The next in-ring action was the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, successfully defending their World Tag Team Championships against the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus Creed, in a high-octane match that showcased both teams' athleticism and resilience. Some of my match highlights. The bout commenced with Julius Creed and Eric engaging in a collar and elbow tie-up, transitioning into a display of technical prowess with chain wrestling encounters. Brutus Creed tagged in, delivering clubbing blows to Eric and maintaining control until Eric reversed momentum, leading to Ivar's entrance. Ivar's agility was on display as he executed a handspring back elbow, but then the Creed brothers countered by sending him crashing into the steel steps, gaining the advantage. Upon returning from the commercial break, the Creed brothers showcased their strength with a double team delayed vertical suplex on Ivar, but he fought back, creating separation and allowing Eric to tag in. The War Raiders utilized their power advantage and tandem offense, including a double team pounce into a power slam, but the Creed brothers demonstrated resilience with near falls, notably a shooting star press from Julius Creed. I just said something about a shooting star press on Saturday. Man, Triple H is watching TWV, boy, because, man, there's no way I say something about a shooting star press and it happens on a match. They tapped in. I'm a small content creator, but somebody in the WWE is tapped in. The match's climax saw Ivar deliver a crossbody to Julius Creed at ringside, followed by the War Raiders executing a signature move, War Machine, a tandem clothesline to Brutus Creed inside the ring, securing the pinfall victory. The contest was lauded for its dynamic exchanges and near falls, reinforcing the War Raiders' dominance in the tag division while highlighting the Creed brothers' potential as formidable challengers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a TWV 5-star banger. Yeah, man, this match was 5 stars. I loved everything about it from bell to bell. It was an amazing match with all 4 of them giving it their all, going at it. Of course, the tag team championships were on the line. And like I said, the Creed brothers are not to be played with. They were NXT tag team champions before. The War Raiders have been multi-time tag team champions between several promotions. So they're not nothing to play with either. It was just an amazing match. This is the epitome of professional wrestling. Like, this is a match where I would be like, if somebody asked me, hey, why do you like wrestling? Hey, cut this on and watch it. And I bet you be entertained start to finish. And I bet you become a fan afterwards. Or you'll be interested in those 4 guys going forward. But with that being said, let's get to the next one. The next segment was the Latino World Order delivering a compelling promo targeting the New Day, setting the stage for an intense rivalry. The segment began with Joaquin Wilde, Cruz del Toro, and Dragon Lee addressing their recent altercations with the New Day. They expressed frustration over the New Day's actions and emphasized their determination to overcome past challenges. Rey Mysterio then joined the group, expressing immense pride in the LWO's unity and resilience, and challenged the New Day to a tornado tag team match on the upcoming episode of Raw, highlighting that there will be no disqualifications, underscoring the intensity of their forthcoming confrontation. Mysterio also led the crowd and chanted "New Day sucks" in Spanish, for further fueling their rivalry. So the LWO is getting some little aura behind them because they've been mid since they become a group. Like, I hope this New Day feud brings the best out of them. Because I want to like them because Rey Mysterio is in the group and Dragon Lee. Like, I'm fans of Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde, they're cool. They would have to grow on me, but the 2 faces of LWO is Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee is the predecessor to Lucha Libre Wrestling when Rey Mysterio finally retires. Same thing with Penta. Those will be and Fred Phoenix. Those will be the 3 predecessors in WWE. Andrade as well. Can't forget about Andrade over on SmackDown. But this was a cool segment. Definitely brought the LWO up. They got some cool points with me. Some aura points. The Tornado Tag Team match, man, I want them to go all out, man. Get some tables out. Get some chairs. Get a kendo stick. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to go no disqualification, man, let's go all the way with it. I do feel like LWO has to win because the New Day's been beating the shit out of him for like the past 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. So they got to get the win back to continue to further this to WrestleMania or however this is going to go. I personally want these guys to get into the tag team championship hunt because the War Raiders and the Creed brothers have just did their thing for like 3 weeks straight. So now the War Raiders need a new challenger. And the Judgment Day, don't put them back in the tag division. Unfortunately, just let the Judgment Day do their thing and do their self-implosion thing without having to have any type of championship near them outside of the women's tag ones, which, like I said, hot take. Remember I said this. Lash Legend and Jakar Jackson are going to beat them for the championships. That's my personal opinion. This is my hot take. This is my speculation. I'm a huge fan of Lash Legend and Jakar Jackson in NXT, and I feel like we are going to do a multi-team women's tag team championship match at WrestleMania. Why not shock everybody and put it on the girls from NXT and just put NXT on the map on the biggest stage you possibly can? Like, they're gonna be like, oh, these two girls are from NXT. Now that makes you want to watch NXT on Tuesdays and see who else is up and coming in WWE that I don't know about on the main roster. But with that being said, let's get to the next one. Segment was Finn Balor addressing the WWE Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker. Balor claimed that Breaker's championship reign was due to the Judgment Day allowing it, implying that they could take the title whenever they desired. Breaker responded confidently, stating that his success was a result of his own prowess and recalling how he had previously embarrassed the Judgment Day. This exchange escalated into a physical confrontation with Breaker approaching the ring, attacking Carlito and Dominic Mysterio. Balor attempted to gain the upper hand with a sling blade and ground strikes. Breaker countered by delivering a press power slam to Balor. As Breaker set up for a spear, Dominic pulled Balor out of harm's way. Breaker then executed a spear on Carlito outside the ring, concluding the segment. So, like I said earlier, this is going to probably build to a multi-man match because we have seen Braun Breaker get into it with AJ Styles. We've seen him get into it with now Finn Balor. We've seen him stare down Penta. We've seen him stare down Ludwig Kaiser. My boy Big Sheamus has yet to come back. Sheamus is going to come back in the next couple weeks. So multi-man match it up. That shit would be fire. Like, that would be fire. Like, that would be fire. But with that being said, that is my speculation. Let's get to the next one. The next segment was a backstage interaction between Jey Uso and the members of the Alpha Academy. This segment began with Jey Uso walking through the backstage area when Otis approached him, expressing gratitude for his earlier assistance. They shared a handshake, acknowledging each other's efforts. Following this, Kathy Kelly conducted an interview with Jey Uso. She inquired about the state of mind after the recent involvements involving Gunther. Jey admitted that the attack had unsettled him, leading to self-doubt. He conveyed that he often feels the weight of others' skepticism, with many doubting his abilities. Despite these challenges, Jey emphasized his resilience, stating that when his back is against the wall, he relies on himself to overcome obstacles. He expresses the determination to defeat Gunther at WrestleMania, declaring, I'm going to be a beast, and he going to crash out. And this is the Jey Uso I've been waiting to get back. Because during the pandemic, when he was the right-hand man and he would crash out Jey Uso, he was whooping everybody on the roster's ass. Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Otis, Matt Riddle, Baron Corbin, you name it. He was wrecking shop as the right hand man, and this is what I need. This is what I need. Jey Uso is my favorite wrestler, right there with Cody Rhodes. So his road to WrestleMania is just going to feel just as magical as Cody Rhodes is did last year and Cody Rhodes is this year. So man, my two favorite wrestlers are A, defending the championship against my GOAT John Cena, and B, challenging for a championship when he just definitely deserves to win this. Everybody on the internet is hating that he didn't deserve to win. Leo, I'm talking about you. You know we talk about this all the time, but you gotta shake things up. And Jey Uso is so deserving of this, and I cannot wait to be there and see that 1, 2, 3. That Jey Uso winning the World Heavyweight Championship is gonna hit like some of the purest Colombian cocaine. I've never did drugs in my life, but it's gonna hit different. It's gonna hit extremely different. Like, I cannot wait to see that match. I cannot wait. And with that being said, let's get to the next one. In the main event of the night, we had Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. The match began with both competitors engaging in a collar and elbow tie-up, with Sky transitioning into a waistlock takedown. Ripley countered with a standing switch, leading to a series of reversals and near falls. After a commercial break, Sky applied the Oscar lock, but Ripley powered out, delivering a back suplex. Sky responded with a moonsault, but Ripley managed to place her foot on the ropes to break the pin. The action spilled to the outside, where Sky executed a suicide dive, only for Ripley to counter with an electric chair facebuster onto the apron and the announce desk. Both women were down, with Ripley shoving ringside member Bianca Belair during the altercation. Ripley re-entered the ring at a count of 4, while Sky entered at 9, with Bianca Belair like not prepping, but powering Io to get up and get back in the ring, which caused Rhea Ripley to come out the ring like, oh, you want to face me and not her? What, you scared of me? I thought we were better than this. I thought we were friends. Like, letting her emotions get the best of her. Ripley attempted her Riptide finisher, but before she attempted to finish it, she looked back and told Bianca Belair, "I'll see you at WrestleMania." But then Io Sky countered with an avalanche Frankensteiner. Sky then hit a diving moonsault for the pinfall victory, becoming the new women's world champion. And this was another TWV 5-star match. It is a 5-star match because of just the storytelling and the in-ring work between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. A lot of people say Rhea Ripley looked rusty. Rhea Ripley looked good in my eyes, but she doesn't wrestle often on week-to-week basis. So I do feel like she should get more run on a week-to-week basis. Like, Io's been killing it. If not week to week, she's on there at least. She's wrestling somebody at least 3 weeks out of the month, like on live TV. So she's been putting in the work. Rhea's the mega star of the division, and Bianca's coming back up to being the mega star of the division. She's a superstar, but now that WrestleMania match is probably gonna be a triple threat. I feel like Rhea works her way back to make it a triple threat, and it's gonna be a classic. But Rhea Ripley's emotions got the best of her. So I love to see where the Rhea Ripley character goes from here. Like, just seeing a friend of hers hype up her opponent in the midst of the match probably definitely threw her off her game. And it's about to get real. It's about to get wicked, man. The Rhea Ripley character has an interesting path. We got, like I said, about 7 weeks of WrestleMania or WrestleMania weekend. So we definitely can develop a super underdog, don't trust anybody type of character with Rhea Ripley. I would love to see where that goes from there. Io Sky is walking into WrestleMania again, a champion. Io Sky is, like I said, was the third one to get them championship boosts when they made it to the main roster. But the last 2 years, she has carried, like, putting on bangers when she was the women's universal champion over on SmackDown. I know she's probably going to put on a banger or two between now and WrestleMania as the women's world heavyweight champion. Then the triple threat at WrestleMania. I'm planting the flag in the ground. A triple threat. The match going to be a triple threat. It's not going to be just Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. It's going to be a triple threat. That's going to be a banger as well. And with that being said, it's your boy TWV checking out for the Monday Night Raw recap. I'll catch you in the next one tomorrow for NXT. Peace.
I love double E.